Dr. Ali Ibrahim. Dr. Ali Ibrahim, you are a peace, security and development expert. Now, from the perspective we have heard from Major General Ibrahim and Dr. Adamu, let me give you this quote from a scholar. It says, military involvement in the internal security operations is inevitable as the need for higher level of aggression continues to reveal itself. Although this has been the case ever since Nigeria was formed, and it also continued throughout the colonial period, the recent occurrence of terrorism witnessed in the country has further justified the need for military participation in internal security operations. How do you juxtapose this?
Well, actually, if you look at the current security challenge that we have in Nigeria, it's something that is quite overwhelming, especially if you look at the magnitude and the quantity of the attacks and, the bombs and everything that keeps happening every day, especially in the Northeast region. I will say that the normal police architecture, which has been traditionally known to be responsible for such kind of securing lives and properties within civil populace, is no longer tenable. So I think the Nigeria and its government have to look into the reality, and the reality is that the current insurrection and the insurgency that has been taking place over a decade now is something that is quite telling, that the police in itself cannot be able to contain. And I think this is the main reason why, like it's been mentioned earlier by General Andok, that the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces had to deploy the military, especially to be in such areas where you have a high level of insecurity that is currently happening. By and large, if you look at what is happening in the Northeast region, although it could be termed as internal challenge of insurgency, but you still have external forces as one of the reasons why we are having this Boko Haram insurgency lingering. I will give you an example. If you look at Borno, Yobe, you have thousands of square kilometers that is bordering Niger, Cameroon, and Chad. These are all international borders in Nigeria with these international countries. And sometimes the Boko Haram usually moves around this territory that is very, very difficult to be manned, especially of its porous nature. It's really very difficult to be able to man these areas. So because of this influx of what actually happened, in Libya, in other countries, the influx of the military, the influx of weapons and ammunitions and what have you has given so much pressure that the police in itself cannot be able to contend that. And I think this is the main reason why the army had to look at the current reality. It has to move in. It has to work very, very hard to be able to address some of these challenges that we have as a result of Boko Haram insurgency. For those of us that have lived in this part of Nigeria, we have seen how the military in itself has been overstretched with the rampant, cases of attacks and the rest. And I think for quite some time now, we can say there is surely an improvement in terms of securing lives and property, especially in the Northeastern region, if you compare it to what has been happening previously.